Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE Money in the Bank will be taking place next weekend. The show is looking loaded, with multiple big-time bouts, including 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. There will be a qualifying match for one of the final spots in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match on WWE SmackDown tonight. Andrade, Jacob Fatu, and Carmelo Hayes will compete for the spot, but Triple H may have accidentally spoiled that El Idolo will be the one to pick up the victory. On May 25th, World Wrestling Entertainment, and specifically Triple H, revealed the Worlds Collide poster. The poster features some of the best lucha stars from both AAA and WWE, yet Andrade is missing. In the time since then, the company has revealed multiple matches for the event, yet Andrade isn't in one. For those unaware, Worlds Collide is an upcoming event that will take place and air a few hours before Money in the Bank next Saturday. The event will feature stars from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AAA. The fact that Andrade is being left off the Worlds Collide poster, and seemingly the card, could be an indication that he's winning the men's Money in the Bank qualifying match on SmackDown. Triple H isn't likely going to have him work twice, so a former AAA star missing the event could almost certainly be because he'll be on Money in the Bank instead. Triple H potentially spoiling Andrade qualifying for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match would make sense, as he'd already did the same thing with a different superstar. The game unintentionally revealed Penta was winning his qualifying match. The talented and charismatic WWE performer battled Chad Gable and Dragon Lee in a triple threat qualifying match on Raw. Given that Gable and Lee were both on the Worlds Collide poster and Penta was not, it seemingly gave away who was winning. At least that's assuming someone won't pull double duty and work both shows. In the end, a Lucha Brothers member did defeat Dragon Lee and Chad Gable. The three men had a barn burner on Raw that many fans have been calling one of the best television matches of the year. If the game and the Worlds Collide posters spoiled the Penta victory, it may very well be spoiling Andrade's win as well. Of course, fans will only know for sure when SmackDown airs later tonight. In what could be a massive development heading into one of WWE's most anticipated events of the summer, fans are speculating that Triple H may have accidentally, or perhaps intentionally, spoiled the inclusion of a major WWE star in the 2025 men's Money in the Bank ladder match. The clue came during a recent WWE Raw segment that has since gone viral for its subtlety, with social media now flooded with theories, predictions, and even conspiracy-level analysis. Did the game let the cat out of the bag early? Let's dive into the details. The scene in question unfolded this past Monday night during a backstage promo featuring Triple H, addressing the state of Raw's main event scene. After weeks of unpredictable chaos following WrestleMania 41, including shocking debuts, surprise alliances, and one suspension after another, the WWE Chief Content Officer decided to address the WWE Universe directly. In what initially seemed like a routine address, Triple H laid out the company's direction heading into Money in the Bank 2025. But it's what he didn't say that might be the loudest message of all. As Triple H ran down the list of potential participants for this year's men's Money in the Bank ladder match, he mentioned several top-tier names who had earned their way into contention. Names like LA Knight, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, and even Logan Paul were all mentioned as possible entrants. However, when it came to one particularly polarizing name, Drew McIntyre, Triple H smirked, paused, and then simply said, "Some names write themselves in." He didn't confirm McIntyre. He didn't deny him either. But the subtlety of that moment has since become the epicenter of fan speculation. The WWE Universe knows better than to ignore Triple H's body language. Over the years, the game has developed a reputation for weaving storylines within storylines, often leaving subtle Easter eggs for the most devoted fans to pick up on. So when he flashed that signature smirk and chose his words carefully about Drew McIntyre, fans began connecting the dots. Could it be that Drew is already locked in for the match? And if so, what role might he play? Drew McIntyre's recent trajectory adds even more weight to this theory. after coming heartbreakingly close to capturing the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41, only to have Damian Priest cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase moments later. McIntyre has spiraled into an unpredictable force on Raw. His on-screen bitterness and increasingly violent demeanor have made him must-see television. Just 2 weeks ago, he left Ricochet battered at ringside after a brutal post-match attack that drew gasps from the live crowd and a tense glare from WWE officials backstage. Yet despite, or perhaps because of, this downward spiral, Drew McIntyre remains one of WWE's most valuable assets. And in the twisted logic of professional wrestling, chaos often earns opportunity. That's why fans now believe Triple H may have purposefully dropped that clue, to hint that McIntyre's quest for redemption, or revenge, will culminate in a return to the match that changed the trajectory of his entire year. There's also precedent. In past years, WWE has included surprise entrants in the Money in the Bank match, some announced last minute, others appearing unannounced. Think of Brock Lesnar's shocking 2019 return, when he wasn't listed on any promotional material leading up to the event, only to storm the ring and snatch the briefcase. Or John Cena's sudden appearance in 2012 to announce his intention to challenge for the WWE title. WWE thrives on surprise, but they also thrive on buzz, and this moment from Triple H might have been the perfect spark. But could it have been a genuine slip-up? That seems unlikely. Triple H has shown nothing but poise in his executive role, and his on-screen promos are tightly controlled. If he wanted to name Drew McIntyre outright, he would have. If he wanted to hide Drew's inclusion until the match itself, he likely wouldn't have said anything at all. So the theory gaining the most traction is this: the comment wasn't a mistake, it was a message. The message? That Drew McIntyre doesn't need a qualifier. He doesn't need to petition for a spot. He doesn't need to beat anyone to earn entry. Because after what happened at WrestleMania 41, after being robbed of his redemption moment by a briefcase cash-in, WWE sees this year's Money in the Bank ladder match as McIntyre's path back to the top. And the only fitting way to write that next chapter is with the briefcase in his hand. And that could be a dangerous scenario for every man in that match. Imagine McIntyre, enraged and focused, scaling the ladder while 7 others fight to contain him. Imagine the symbolism of Drew holding that same briefcase that cost him his WrestleMania dream. It's a full-circle moment, a potentially career-defining redemption arc, and WWE knows it. Then there's the logistical question. If Drew McIntyre is indeed already set to be in the match, why not just announce it? That's where the drama lies. Keeping fans guessing fuels speculation. Speculation fuels discussion. Discussion fuels viewership. WWE may very well already have the men's Money in the Bank lineup finalized behind the scenes, but keeping certain names, especially emotionally charged ones like McIntyre, off the official list until the last possible moment generates maximum buzz. That's classic WWE booking psychology. Moreover, the ongoing tension between McIntyre and Damian Priest, who still holds the World Heavyweight Championship, adds another delicious layer. If McIntyre enters and wins Money in the Bank, the same man who fell victim to a cash-in could now be the hunter. The mere visual of Drew stalking Priest backstage with the briefcase, flipping the narrative on its head, is tailor-made for WWE's summer programming. Could McIntyre cash in on Priest at SummerSlam? Could he tease a cash-in for months, slowly driving Judgment Day to the brink of implosion? Or could WWE throw another curveball and have McIntyre fail again, deepening his descent into madness? Regardless of how it plays out, Triple H's statement has done exactly what WWE likely wanted it to do: spark a wildfire of conversation. Even WWE superstars have jumped into the fray. LA Knight, who has also teased his own Money in the Bank aspirations, tweeted cryptically, "Names write themselves. Unless I write them first, yeah." A not-so-subtle response that further stirs the pot. Carmelo Hayes posted a snake emoji with a ladder gif, prompting speculation that there may be backstage maneuvering to keep McIntyre out, or take him out. Meanwhile, fans are analyzing every second of Triple H's promo like it's a Christopher Nolan film. Some have zoomed in on his eye movements. Others have rewatched the clip with subtitles, hunting for verbal emphasis or suppressed laughter. The WWE universe is in full detective mode, and whether it was intentional or not, Triple H has them exactly where he wants them. In the end, this could all be a grand misdirection. WWE has thrown fans off the scent before, only to swerve in a completely different direction on the night of the event. Perhaps Vince Entire doesn't even appear at Money in the Bank. Perhaps someone else, like a returning Randy Orton or a debuting NXT star, takes his place. But the smarter money says otherwise. The symbolism is too strong. The revenge story is too compelling. And the clue from Triple H is just too calculated. When a man says a name writes itself in, it usually means that the ink has already dried. And if that's the case, Drew McIntyre may be standing on the precipice of another career-altering moment at Money in the Bank. So did Triple H spoil a major surprise? Or did he plant the seeds for one? Either way, all eyes are now on Monday Night Raw and the upcoming qualifiers, where fans will be dissecting every word, every graphic, and every stare down. The road to Money in the Bank just got a whole lot more intriguing. And it's possible that a Scottish storm is already brewing. Stay tuned. Because if history has taught us anything about WWE, it's this. The story is never finished. Especially when Drew McIntyre still has something to prove. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.